Michael, my trailer is so much better than your trailer.
I beg to differ. My trailer is better than your trailer.
No. I have the best trailer. The UEV-19 is the best trailer.
The UEV-14 is the best trailer. Just look at it.
It's so small and compact. Mine is so big and luxurious and spacious.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you got a point there. Maybe what's best for you isn't best for me.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I think we get this question all the time where people reach out to us and say, what's the best trailer for me? What's the best trailer in the world? And it's a really hard question to answer. And the reality is there's really not a best trailer for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a best trailer for you in your situation, and everybody's situation is different.
Well, today we have the Conqueror lineup, and we're going to talk about, potentially one of these trailers could be the best trailer for you. We don't know. Let's go into some details, and will you tell me why you think this is the best trailer for you? And then I'll tell you why I think this is the best trailer for me and my situation.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, tow vehicles I think is super important when it comes to this, when we're talking about situations. And if you can read this, Shane, it's a Rubicon. I got a Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, rated for a very extremely difficult trail. And the reason I like my truck is because I can go pretty much anywhere. This is one of the most capable trucks probably in the world when it comes to getting off-road, off the beaten path, and going places that nobody else goes. But if I were to take something that big, then I would be limited to where I go. I wouldn't be able to go where I would normally go. And that's why I really love the UEV-14, is because it is a much smaller trailer, so it's more agile, it follows me more closely, and then with the pop top, it's lower, so trees and things, like I could pop this down and just pull out right here and I won't hit this tree. If you went in the same direction with that trailer, you scratch it all up. So it's important to be able to smaller, more agile, and then what's really cool with the way this pops out in the back, like I end up getting a pretty decent footprint inside the trailer, but then I can close it all up and get into places that other trailers just can't. They're just not able. Because
it's really small and it works great with your tow vehicle. But Michael, you could upgrade your tow vehicle and get another tow vehicle, like a big one.
Yeah, I could get a lot bigger and then I would go less places.
Okay, so
and I'd camp less.
You don't want to trade in your Jeep and buy a...
No.
No?
Never.
Never. Okay. So this is I'm understanding now is because you essentially just love your Jeep and you would never trade it in, and this is why this trailer becomes a really good option for you. So it has a lot to do with the tow vehicle. When you're choosing the trailer that's right for you, you need to make sure you're matching it with your tow vehicle. So if you love Toyota Tacomas, you just can't look at the trailer that would be of my choice. Let me tell you why this is not a problem for me. See, Michael?
Yeah, why isn't it a problem for you?
It's not a problem for me. It's because I got a 2500 Power Wagon. That's the power of Hemi, 6.4 liters of just torque and horsepower. And I can tow pretty much whatever I want to tow when it comes to these trailers. Now, listen, what you were talking about, I get it. Because I know you're all about the, the journey, right?
Yeah.
You love the trail, you love the difficulty of those tight hairpin turns and trying to get over these obstacles with your Jeep. That's kind of like your passion, right?
Yeah, it makes it for a lot of fun.
It does. I honestly, I'm not so much of a journey person. I'm more like the destination person. I do like to go off-road and off-grid and get out to where other people can, and that's why I do have an off-road trailer. I don't go into the crazy tight spaces that you go, so I don't really need something that pops down, that's super agile. When I get there, I just want to walk into the trailer and be ready to camp. I'm more about that, just the comforts. And I've done all of the tents and stuff, and at this point in my life, I just want to get to where I'm at and just be ready, and I don't need to go into these crazy, tight places that nobody else can get to like you. And I got my truck. Good
point. Yeah.
Right? So I got the big truck and I have the ability to go with this. Now, if I did want to get into really, really tight places, I could pull that trailer easily with this, but I also would feel like I would have too much truck for that trailer. I'd rather match my truck, bigger truck, with a little bit bigger of a trailer because I have that power and capability.
Well, Shane, that's a good point. Why you really like having the bigger trailer and you're destination driven. Well, it's cold though out here and you don't even have a jacket on. So let's go inside my beautiful UEV-14 and I'll tell you why it's best for me and some more reasons.
Okay, sounds good. Show me the way.
Now that we're inside this trailer, it's actually really spacious.
It actually is. No, you're right.
Because we pop up the roof and the height is taller than most hard shell trailers because it pops up.
You're higher. Like 6'6" in here, I think, right?
Yep. And then this pops out too and makes it wider too. So like instead of having like a set bed in here, this pops out and then gives you more bed. So it actually is very spacious. And that's like one of the reasons for my family that the trailer that you have, even though it's bigger, wouldn't work. Because I have a bigger family, I have 2 kids. So I need more bed space, and this has a almost king size here when this dinette goes down. And then on the other side, I have a full size bed. So I'm able to sleep either 2 kids here or 2 kids there, and we can swap. I mean, honestly, usually my oldest kid sleeps with us, so the king size bed is better, and then the girl can have her own bed.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So this table area actually is massive if you were as a family playing here, and
yeah,
you have a lot of space in here. So I can see that even though you mentioned it is smaller and lighter, but when it opens up, it's actually bigger as far as sleeping accommodations go.
Yeah,
for your family. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, for sure. This definitely sleeps a lot more.
Yeah, and the other push too is just, you know, the style of camping that people do it's different for everybody, but when I go camping, I'm looking to find a place that I want to be outside in the nature, around the campfire, cooking outside. I love the smell of bacon, but I don't like my trailer to smell like bacon. So the kitchen's on the outside in this, and the style of it pushes you to be outside. But if it's raining or there's bad weather or whatever there is, we can still come in. There's still plenty of space in here to do what you want to do to get out of elements. And then, yeah, the sleeping. And I still have a shower, I have everything. Just kitchen outside.
Yeah, oh, so you don't have an actual kitchen inside. You do have a fridge inside, but no kitchen, cooking inside. So that's gonna kind of get you outside camping, cooking, but like you said, you still have a TV and all the amenities that you would need to make everybody comfortable. So yeah, that makes sense. Well, quite frankly, the use case of that trailer is quite different, and it can be very different. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I could use that trailer, and it might be more comfortable for my situation or other people's situation more over this one.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay.
What's that smell, Shane? Is that bacon? You've been cooking bacon in here, haven't you?
No, I haven't been cooking bacon in here. But guess what? If I wanted to, I could cook bacon in here because I have a stove, an oven, and a sink with prep and counter space, and I don't think you have that inside. And now I get what you were saying. Like I do think it's really important when you're out camping to be outside, but I also do have an outside kitchen, full kitchen, fridge, stove, sink, and everything. And I also have a full kitchen on the inside too. So, you know, I love, when I'm out camping, I love to be outside, but obviously the ideal person that might be interested in this trailer more than that trailer is somebody that's actually full timing. You know, somebody that's actually cross country. I mean, you could do a long expedition for even months. You could even live in that trailer if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you just be sacrificing some things.
Yeah, and you can make it work.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't personally recommend somebody to live in that trailer. At least I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd be more recommending if you wanted to live full time, you know, and that's becoming a much more common thing these days with the ability to work remotely and everything. So you could
absolutely
travel around and live in a trailer.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, we have like one of our guys, Nate, he's living in a Dweller 15, which is a popped up canvas and everything. And he's making it work, right? Yeah. I don't think it's like the most comfortable accommodations if he had something like this, you know, and that is we do have a mod on that where we add an inside kitchen. Yeah. And he said he didn't do that before leaving, and he said he wished he did because he wished he had an inside sink and areas just to prep, because at night or early in the morning when it's cold, you can come in here and
for sure,
heat up,
especially if it's an everyday thing and if you're living in it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where like a weekend trip or a longer trip, you know, it's doable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now this is like so much space in here to stretch, right? This trailer to me it would be really ideal for a couple. And you have 2 kids. I only have 1 kid. And this drops down into a bed and she fits comfortably right here. You could probably squeeze 2 kids on this booth. It is very wide, as you can see. You know, you can put 2 adults. It would be a squeeze, more so than what you have over there.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be more uncomfortable. And the nice thing about that little front bed, they can tuck in there. And this one, if it's too squishy, they could roll off the bed right at night. So this one is definitely going to be more comfortable for 3 people. Possibly 4, but not really ideal. For my situation, you know that ease of, I don't have to set anything up. I understand that I'm not going to get into the crazy remote places that you could, you know, those tight squeezes, those hairpin turns, but I can get off grid to places that nobody else can. I mean, we've taken these trailers to pretty extreme places.
Oh, definitely.
The limit that I always run into is if, you know, there's low-hanging branches. That's where I'm going to start having issues with something like this versus you. And the other thing is I have a larger vehicle, which means I have a harder time turning and maneuvering around tight spots too. So, but overall, I get to where I want to get to, and I'm just ready to camp. It's very, very easy, very, very comfortable. This is a king size bed too, which is great. So you could squeeze on 3 people on there if you really wanted to. Really, ideally, I think this trailer is good for a couple or 1 kid and a couple, and kind of for that full-time, you know, working remote and being boondocking off-grid, all of that stuff. I think that's where this trailer would shine, and I would recommend it over something like that for people staying full-time, essentially.
Fresh air, no more bacon smell.
Whatever, there is no bacon in there. He is just teasing. I've not been cooking bacon in there, but I could if I wanted to. Remember that. You can't, even if you want to, cook bacon in there.
It's Costco pre-cooked.
Oh, but so whatever. I see now, we started with this being adversaries.
Right.
Claiming mine was the best and yours was the best. I now see that the best is all a matter of situation, right?
Yeah, situation relative of your life and what you like, what you want.
Yeah, and even I think we could all have different situations at different stages in life, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Because you know, as a newlywed couple or whatever, you may want one thing, and when you have kids, another. When you're an empty nester, another. And even regardless of family size, sometimes it may just be that you really want to go certain places.
And it's funny is because a lot of times, you know, a couple will start out with some sort of rooftop tent, and then they transition into something like what you have. They have a small tow vehicle. Maybe later on in life, they actually get a larger tow vehicle and move into something like this, and they're traveling the country. Yeah. But then I've also seen a lot of times where they go from something large back to something small, and even they're retired and they're like, hey, you know, we've done the touring with a large truck and trailer, and we want to get a Gladiator, even though they're retired now, and they want to go and do those more off-grid remote places, which is also very cool. Like, it's not necessarily that you go one way or the other. A lot of times people stair-step up to the biggest, but then sometimes they actually go back down and go to a small unit in the end, right? So it's really cool. I think it's always situational, you know? The best trailer, there's no such thing as the best trailer for everyone. It's what do you want? What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go? And I think that's something unique about ROA, right?
Yeah, here at ROA we have sales coaches, and we try to coach and help everyone to find what's best for your situation and your style.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we don't actually call them salesmen. They don't even get paid commission. They're all on salary. And the whole reason why we've done it that way is because we didn't want them to push one thing over another. At the end of the day, we want you to to help the people make the best decision for themselves and their situation. So it's a process, right? You call in and you're going to say, hey, this is what I'm trying to. Some people have done a ton of research and they know what they want. And they just call in and say, this is what I want. Other times they call in and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out what's best for me, and I've narrowed it down to 2 or 3. And then we can kind of help with the benefits, the cons, the pros, just like what we've done here today, the pros and the cons. And what makes us uniquely different is that we actually use them, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to use your trailers. And if you're buying, I mean, that's one of the things we recommend. If you're shopping and looking at a bunch of different people selling trailers, you ask them, have you slept in this trailer? And if they haven't slept in the trailer, how are they going to give you really good advice?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like, it's crazy. If the manufacturer, a lot of manufacturers never camp. I think I follow this YouTube guy that does like industry behind the scenes and stuff, and I can't remember the numbers, but it was something like 90% of every manufacturer has actually never camped. Like from the guys on the assembly line to the executives have never actually camped in a camper. And he was doing this video, and he's saying most salesmen never even camp in a camper, right? And to me, that's like, quite frankly, I think it's absurd. We try to push, it's almost like mandatory for all of our guys, whether the sales coaches, whether they're our accountant, our video guys, our technicians, us, we all go out. We're encouraged, we're recommended to go out and camp in every single one of our campers. So we can tell people like, hey, when I was using it, I had this experience, this is how I use this. And it's very hard. It takes a lot of work. We have to educate ourselves a lot, but that's what we're always trying to do and strive to be able to bring the best experience for the potential, our customer that can potentially become a roamer and be part of our community, right?
Yeah, that's the only way that you're going to be able to have a similar experience is if you're using the products.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for watching. We hope this was valuable to you. If you have more questions, make some comments below and you can ask specific questions about these units. This is a brand new trailer, finally in America. It's really exciting. The UEV-19 and the UEV-14. Just make some comments below, because we didn't go into every single detail and pro and con. There's tons and tons of different things. You have questions, you can make a message below, or you can actually just text us at 801-860-0035 or reach out to one of our sales coaches. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to
like,
subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you out on an adventure in the future. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.